Our next guest is the spokesman for the Mayor's Stadium Advisory Group, Tony Manolatos. Tony, how you doing, man?
Good, Derek. How are you?
Did I get the name right finally?
You did.
It's great to have you here. Everybody wants to talk to you, and they should, because Chargers, stadium, it's the talk of the town. What's going on? What's the latest?
Well, it looks like the Chargers are trying to run out the clock here on San Diego. And,
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately. They're not going to come back to this negotiating table because they're not interested in a San Diego solution while LA is in play.
Okay, and why is that? I mean, is it a money thing? Is that what it is?
Absolutely. You know,
Okay.
the mayor and Supervisor Roberts and the city attorney and the mayor's advisory group, all these folks have shown that there is a path to a new stadium in San Diego. Here it is. Here's how you would pay for it. Here's the environmental impact report. And the Chargers are turning their backs on all that because there's more money to be made in Los Angeles.
Okay, well, I can understand that. And this is kind of that stark reminder that sports is about business at the end of the day, right? It's not really about loyalty and fans and stuff like that. It's really not. At the end of the day, it's about profit.
Even fantasy football, right, is about money.
Yeah, true.
You know,
That's true.
you want to win because you want to bring home the Benjamins.
Exactly.
So yeah, unfortunately, sports is a business, and that's really frustrating especially for fans. But it is a business, and the Chargers can make a lot more money. They believe in LA. I think that we're talking about, do you want to make many more millions in San Diego in a brand new stadium, or do you want to make many more millions in LA? Mm-hmm. Where you're competing, though, more than likely, you're going to be competing with another NFL team.
Yep.
You're going to be competing with USC, UCLA, the Dodgers, the Los Angeles Lakers. Look, the fine folks in LA are just like you and I. They got $100 in their pocket that they spend on sports entertainment, and for years and years they've been spending 50% of that on the Dodgers and the Lakers. Do you think they're going to dip into that 50% to buy a Chargers ticket? I don't know. I mean, I think the Chargers would be the smart move. Is you own this area. This is a wonderful, wonderful region. We don't just draw from San Diego. We draw from 9-10 million people when you look at Baja and Imperial Valley. So I think,
If it were you, you think the best decision
Yeah.
would be to stay in San Diego.
Absolutely. You own this market.
No competition.
No competition.
No football competition really at all. I mean, SDSU, but I mean, they don't draw. I mean,
Right.
So that's true. I never thought about it that way. You really have a lot to compete with up in LA. There's more people.
There is more people, but there is a lot more going on in LA.
Right. There's a stigma too attached with like LA doesn't really like San Diego, and it started a long time ago.
Absolutely.
But you have baseball, the Padres and the Dodgers rivalry, very strong rivalry. I don't think LA would welcome the Chargers with open arms.
Well, I think there's folks up in LA that want football back. I think the Chargers are banking on the fact that, hey, we're only going to be 100 miles away. We can keep our San Diego fans.
Ooh,
but
I hope that's not what they're banking on.
I think you made an excellent point. We're raised and brought up and sort of nurtured in San Diego to hate LA.
Absolutely.
When you're at a Padres game and the Dodgers are in town, you're chanting, beat LA, hate LA.
Yeah.
So I don't know that the fine folks in San Diego are going to be making the trek. That's a 3-hour drive, too, to get up to a ball game on a Sunday. When your wife's like, yeah, we got to go to church, and then we're going to take kids to the beach. And, yeah, you're not driving up to LA,
No. You might watch the game on TV.
Right.
And that's as far as it's going to go. Right. Is the problem, does it have to do with attendance, Tony? I mean, is that part of the reason why the Chargers are so interested in going somewhere else where they think they can sell it? I mean, is that what it boils down to? Because I know we're always having blackouts here, and I always wondered what the long-term economic implications of that would be. Does that have something to do with this?
Well, I think if the Chargers won, and if you win, people come to watch the game. If they were consistently winning, if they did a better job marketing the team to this mega region and not just San Diego, right. I think you could sell. You could have a lot more sellouts. I think they're interested in the corporate wealth up there, the folks who would buy the suites and the big corporate packages. I think that is one of the big draws. So, some folks in San Diego believe that, well, geez, if the mayor and everyone just focused on, the Chargers want to be downtown, they don't want to be in Mission Valley. No, that's a red herring. Mm-hmm. Okay. if you allow me a minute.
Please.
Okay, so the Mission Valley site, which the city owns, has
Qualcomm.
166 acres. So it's like Disney World, okay?
It's huge.
The site downtown, the city doesn't own. They'd have to cobble it together. It would take years to piece all that together. You'd have to move an MTS bus yard, so that would take a while. You'd have to do the environmental cleanup where the MTS bus yard is. And it would be like Disneyland. There would be very, very little parking down there. People would bleed off and go to East Village to get dinner and get beers. So do you want to be in Disneyland where folks are running around and spending their money not on your property? Or do you want to be on Disney World where you capture all that parking revenue, you capture all the concessions? There's land there for the NFL and the Chargers to spin off some entertainment venues. You want to be in Disney World.
Yeah.
There's more money.
Yeah.
So when you hear them say, oh, well, our preference is downtown. First of all, that's not what they told the mayor and the advisory group. They told us that they were site agnostic, that they'd be comfortable with a workable plan at either location. So when you hear them say that, no, our preference is downtown, that's a red herring. That's an effort, again, to convince the NFL that we just can't get a workable deal done here in San Diego.
So do they need to convince the NFL
They
in order
do.
to be able to move?
They do. Fortunately, this decision isn't made by Mr. Spanos or any one person. All 32 NFL owners, have a vote, and you need 24 of the 32 owners to vote for the move. So,
Is there any polling that's been done on that?
on those 32 owners?
Yeah. Do you have any idea where they stand?
Well, I think
That would be a crucial piece of information.
it
right?
would be, yeah. I think San Diego's done a wonderful job. The mayor and Supervisor Roberts, the city attorney Goldsmith, I think they've really put together a wonderful path to a new stadium. And those owners are smart guys. They're paying attention to what's going on.
Sure.
They're businessmen. They want LA to work. They don't. The NFL's had trouble in LA.
That's true.
So, we've heard Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, say he likes the Inglewood Stan Kroenke package for LA because Stan, the owner of the Rams, has very deep pockets. He's one of the wealthiest owners in the league. Whatever they do in LA, they want to make it work. They want to put an owner there that's got deep pockets that can really make Los Angeles work. So probably the Chargers' best shot at LA is being the number 2 team, being a tenant in Inglewood. So do they want to be a tenant in Inglewood, or do they want to own this 9 million, mega region?
Yeah. So that's what it pretty much boils down to. Is the Rams in Inglewood,
Probably.
the Chargers in Carson.
But that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
No, I think Carson
would be
was,
LA.
Carson surfaced so they could have some type of leverage. The Chargers Carson was never going to happen.
Never going to happen.
No.
Wow.
No.
Wow, they really made that look like it was the
Oh,
real deal.
absolutely.
They did a good job.
That was a good leverage play.
Yeah, that's
You give 'em-
smart.
You give them credit. But
That's
when you,
big boy negotiating right there, Tony.
huge. But when you're
Wow.
going up against Stan Kroenke in Inglewood,
True.
you got to develop something like Carson, right? Because Stan Kroenke has more money than God, and his
Yeah.
wife has more money than him.
That's true. That's Walmart money, man.
Yeah. So they needed to do something
Yeah.
to compete with that.
That's crazy. So, what is the plan? For people who don't know, what would the plan be if the Chargers were to stay in San Diego? Just tear up Qualcomm and start from scratch?
Right. The plan that the mayor has put forward would be on the existing site, the Qualcomm site, and you would level the old and glorious. It's not Lambeau Field,
Right.
but it's been around a long time. Some good memories there. You would level that, and you'd build a smaller stadium, so you probably wouldn't have as many trouble selling out games. But it would have a lot more amenities. It'd be state of the art, and it wouldn't just be for the Chargers. It would be for the Aztecs, the bowl games. It would be a venue for corporate events. It would be a venue that could host.
Super Bowl?
It could host a Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. But
That's okay.
weekend rodeos. In Dallas, AT&T Stadium that they built recently for the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, one of their like huge money makers are these 3-day rodeo events that they have there.
Huh.
So these stadiums, the way they're building them now, they're able to. Before they used to be dogs, but the way some of these stadiums are being built in the innovative solutions that they're putting in to generate revenue, they're starting to make some money. So
Tony, let's stay optimistic for a second.
sure.
Let's say the Chargers are going to stay. What is needed to put the new stadium package together? Are the people going to have to vote on something? And if they do, what are they going to be voting on?
The mayor has committed to a public vote.
Okay.
So more than likely, if the Chargers decide that they want to stay in San Diego, that's a big if. The LA equation needs to be. But you said to stay positive.
I want to stay positive for a second. Let's say the Chargers are going to stay. What are the next steps to make that happen?
So they'd have to return to the negotiating table. Mm-hmm. They'd have to hammer out the agreements to a deal, and then they would put that to a vote. And the residents of San Diego would weigh in. And the mayor has always said that there won't be a tax increase,
okay,
and that if it's a good deal, that San Diego voters would support it. And that's another reason why Mission Valley works out so well, that the city already owns the land.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a really, really important aspect to this thing. I want to get one more thing from you, Tony.
Yeah.
Because I appreciate your time today very much, and I know you're a busy man. What are the chances? Give me a percentage that the San Diego Chargers are here next year.
I think it's 50-50.
50-50 right now? Flip a coin.
50-50. I do. Some folks believe that they already have a deal worked out to be the number 2 team in Inglewood with Stan Kroenke. I don't know that that's the case. One of two things happened. They either have a deal worked out because they haven't treated San Diego well these last few months, or they decided we need to go all in because Stan Kroenke is going to own LA and we don't want to be left out of that. So we need to go all in. We need to develop something. We need to do everything we can to keep him out of LA. Once that's resolved, once the LA situation is resolved, I think then there'll be a return to focus on San Diego, and they're going to have to decide, did they want to be the number 2 team in LA? And you wouldn't even be number 2. We talked about the Dodgers
like
and the
number 5,
Lakers.
yeah.
Yeah. Or do you want to be here in a brand new stadium making many millions more? It's a tough decision.
Yeah, it's really tough. Sounds pretty obvious to me. Appreciate your time, Tony. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me on, Derek.
Stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.